There is something important you need to hear at this time, especially if your heart currently feels worn out, mixed up, or quietly hopeful. Somewhere beyond what your eyes can see, a heart linked to yours has just reached a key moment of profound inner decision. There was no loud admission or sudden dramatic event, just a powerful choice that shifted the path of everything following next. Right now, while your day might seem completely normal, something deep inside them has changed forever. They have finally stopped struggling against what they feel and acting like this special connection means nothing. If this message found you at the right time, know that even if you have faced a long silence that made you doubt, what changed today happened in the place where real truth cannot stay hidden. This quiet decision was truly about you, not just a passing thought, which is why certain links never really leave your soul. You may soon understand why some names stay alive in your heart long after they should have faded away. The next chapter opening around you is much closer than you imagine. So stay present and do not turn away. What comes next will explain so much more than you ever thought it would. The shift in energy. My dear friend, these calm, invisible moments are the exact times that truly change everything in life. A strong choice was made quietly in a heart connected to yours, far from the noisy distractions of the world. No message came through, and no voice spoke your name. But the power of this decision is bigger than any spoken words. It came after endless doubts, inner fights, and long struggles they tried to win against their own emotions. They finally stopped wondering why your presence stayed with them long after everything else lost its hold. They tried to be reasonable and practical about it, trying to move forward in their thoughts alone. But some connections do not go away just because someone wants them to leave, waiting patiently until the heart accepts what the soul already understands. Something in them has finally stopped running away and paid attention to the truth they can no longer push away. You might wonder why certain people keep coming back to your thoughts, even when life takes you in other directions, or why some connections feel incomplete, no matter how much quiet time stretches between you. It is because some bonds feel older than your memories, deeper than simple logic, and stronger than perfect timing, which is why this person cannot completely escape what they feel toward you. Something about your presence and energy moved through their world in a way they could never describe with ordinary words. They tried to give it a simple label, to make it smaller, or to call it just confusion, bad timing, or mere chance. But today it became much harder to deny completely as they started to see that what they feel is not usual, not simple to replace, and not something they can keep ignoring. It required them to face a long hidden truth about what you truly mean to them and how deeply you affect them, even through quiet times and distance. Once that truth is clearly seen, it cannot vanish, which is why the energy between you is shifting now in a way that will not go backward anymore, choosing courage over fear. Even if nothing appears different on the surface, yet their thoughts are becoming clearer. Their emotions are harder to push down, and their silence feels heavier because it is full of things they are no longer okay with keeping secret. When a heart makes a true decision, life starts answering with signs like a strong memory, a vivid dream, a song, or a random thought of you when they least expect it. These things look small from the outside, but they are part of the change now happening underneath the surface. Soon you may notice something simple, too, something easy to overlook if you are busy, but it will carry a quiet message that confirms what shifted today. When it arrives, you will feel it right away, not because it is loud, but because something inside you will instantly know it. This path was never only about waiting patiently, but about the true moment where two souls align. It was about the right timing, the exact moment when truth grows stronger than any fear. So if your heart feels something coming closer, trust that inner feeling completely. You are not making this up. You are sensing a real change that has already started inside them. After their first understanding, a deeper realization began to grow quietly within them, returning whenever they are alone with their thoughts, and always pointing straight toward you. They are noticing how often your name crosses their mind, how certain places connect to your memory, and how the smallest reminders hold deep meaning. This is no longer simple interest or curiosity, but a profound and real recognition of your bond. However, recognition brings vulnerability, which is exactly what they have tried to protect themselves from by hiding behind the safety of distance, control, and old habits. This scares them a little, not because they doubt you, but because they finally understand how much you truly matter in their life. The walls they built no longer feel like safe protection, but like barriers keeping them trapped, and the distance they kept now feels painful and empty. They know they cannot stay in the same place forever because their heart has already moved closer to you in spirit. Surrender and synchronization. This shifting energy is why you might suddenly feel a sudden thought, a vivid dream, or a pull in your chest that feels like true alignment. Right now, they are standing near a decision that will change how this connection moves into the real world, balancing between a step forward or another period of silence. What makes this moment so powerful is that they are closer than ever to choosing courage over fear and ending the long silence between you. Before they do, there is still something from the past they must let go of, something unsettled that has quietly stopped them from stepping fully toward you. Once that final barrier begins to move away, everything between you can move much faster than before. Guided by a timing greater than simple words, the silence starts to break open. The distance grows smaller, and the truth you felt all along begins taking real shape in everyday life. Then comes the moment of surrender, not to you as someone to chase, but to the truth within them that has been waiting to be fully accepted. There are no more endless circles in their mind, no more excuses to hold them back, and no more pretending this can be explained away easily. In that calm stillness, clear understanding enters their thoughts, making it impossible to deny the way you made them feel, truly seen, without demanding anything. They begin to understand that you were never just one more person passing through their life, but a turning point and a mirror showing them things they were not ready to understand at the beginning. Once this clear understanding takes root inside, it begins changing more than just their thoughts, shaping their daily choices as they prepare to reach toward you with more real intention, honesty, and quiet courage. As this happens inside them, synchronization wakes up something in you too, creating a deep, bridge between you that does not depend only on constant talking. The final test, still, they must face one final test ahead, a moment where they must choose whether to step fully into this connection or walk away from something that requires real bravery. That choice is closer than they realize, because unexpected reminders, conversations, and life situations are already guiding them toward breaking the old pattern once and for all. When that choice is finally made, you will not need to guess anymore, read between the lines, or decode hidden meanings buried under fear. The energy reaching you will feel different, cleaner, stronger, and more certain than before, arriving in a form that changes everything between you both. And when this truth comes, it may not look dramatic or huge on the outside, but it will be the quiet confirmation your heart has been waiting to hear for so long. The path is clearing, the walls are coming down, and what was meant to be is finally finding its way to you. It may come through a simple message, a call, or a few honest words, but beneath them you will feel something unmistakable, real, and truly from the heart. When that moment arrives, so much of the past begins to make complete sense, and the long silence and distance will no longer feel pointless. It required real growth, honest self-reflection, and directly facing the fears that once kept them quiet for so long. They are no longer the same person who held back, having crossed an important internal boundary, and you are about to feel that difference clearly. Their words might shake or pause as they search for the best way to explain what has been living inside them, showing it is completely genuine, human, and open. As you listen, something inside you will recognize it right away, confirming what you always sensed deep down. This bond was never one-sided, but alive on both sides, even when proof was missing. In that exact moment, old pain begins to lose its stronghold, and the questions that kept your mind busy will suddenly matter much less. Your choice yet, a crucial choice, rises up that is entirely yours to make, because this is not only about them choosing you, but about you choosing what happens next. Will you answer from old pain and past fear, or will you meet this new moment with the openness and wisdom your heart has gained? Your decision carries equal weight, and what unfolds next is created in real time by the courage you both bring. Deep down, you know this is a rare opening, where two paths that once moved apart are being drawn together again through honesty. As the waiting ends, you must face the unavoidable question of what you truly want from this private connection in your quietest moments. Do you open yourself fully to it, or do you protect yourself just enough to stay in control? Every answer shapes the future, because a profound connection like this cannot grow through half measures or constant hesitation. It asks for the same bravery from you that it required from them, moving you past fantasy and into a real, honest moment. It asks for presence, truth, and courage from both sides, gently inviting you to meet this connection exactly where it stands now. You are not being asked to chase after them or prove your value, but to step into a space free of old versions, past misunderstandings, and repeating the same stories. Here, a beautiful new beginning becomes possible, a new way of relating and speaking truth without hiding behind fear, the mirror of the soul. Yet you must remember, this connection is not only a romance, but a mirror, reflecting your deepest desires, hidden fears, and your ability to love without losing yourself completely. As this moment unfolds, pay close attention to your own inner world, because your choice ahead will shape the next chapter of your entire life. Once both of you stop treating this connection as a mystery to solve and start seeing it as a life to build together, the energy becomes calmer, steadier, and clearer. A profound stillness settles over everything, bringing the kind of certainty that arrives only after long inner storms finally begin to pass. Inside that stillness, you will see them differently. Not as the person who confused you or stayed silent, but as someone who walked through their own darkness to gain awareness. Just as importantly, you will see yourself differently, stronger, wiser, more grounded, and truly in touch with what your heart needs. You will realize this journey was never just about longing, but about becoming a better version of yourself. If this bond had unfolded too early, or before you were both ready, the truth might have easily slipped away. But now there is a balanced, quiet understanding. From this peaceful space, a rare trust starts to grow naturally, built not on empty promises, but on steady consistency and small actions matching honest words. As that trust deepens, it forms a genuine sense of home within one another, creating a real feeling of being completely safe and seen without needing to pretend. This is what hearts are truly looking for. Not just fleeting excitement, but a deep, lasting understanding, a new creation. Stay with this feeling as the waiting ends, because you are finally stepping into the truth you both deserve. Not only attraction, but emotional safety. Not only passion, but peace that stays strong. And when something real begins to root itself this way, the urgency starts fading away. The panic softens. The need to question every small thing begins to disappear. Because what is true does not need endless guessing to survive. It brings clarity. Even so, there is one gentle truth that continues to reveal itself. This journey is not about holding on with fear. It is about choosing each other again and again, without force, without losing yourselves, without turning love into a battlefield. The strongest bonds are not the ones demanding everything at once. They are the ones built steadily, honestly, patiently, with room for both people to breathe and grow. That is why what comes next is bigger than just reunion. It is the creation of something new. Many people think the hardest part is finding the right person, but often the deeper challenge begins after that, when two people must choose to stay open, to understand, to grow side by side, even when old habits try to return. This is the space you are stepping into now, a space where love is not a question mark anymore, but a living thing that responds to how it is nurtured, protected, and honored every day. And yes, old fears may still whisper at times. Old patterns do not disappear in one day. Moments of doubt may visit. Misunderstandings may still happen. But when those moments come, another deeper choice appears. Will you react from who you used to be, or respond from who you have become through all this? Because you are not the same person who once stood lost in uncertainty. You carry awareness now. You carry lessons. You carry the growing ability to choose love without abandoning yourself inside it. Love enters like peace. As both of you keep moving forward, something even more beautiful begins to appear. Rhythm, a quiet harmony, a way of understanding that does not always need many words. A safety where silence no longer feels threatening. A steadiness where presence says more than grand promises ever could. And here is the deeper insight, hidden inside all of this. This connection did not arrive to complete you. It arrived to reveal you, to show you the depth of your own heart, to show you the strength of your patience, to show you the power of loving with truth instead of fear. Once you truly see that, something changes forever inside you. You stop clinging so tightly to outcomes. You stop fearing loss in the old way. You realize that what is aligned does not need constant force to remain. It stays because it is real, not because it is trapped. As time goes on, you begin to recognize the difference between temporary emotion and lasting connection. Temporary emotion comes in loudly and leaves just as fast. Real connection grows quietly, steadily, patiently. It survives silence. It survives distance. It survives seasons of uncertainty because it is rooted in something deeper than surface. Attraction. That is why this bond kept returning to your heart. It was not trying to haunt you. It was trying to teach you important lessons. It was teaching you to trust yourself again, teaching you that love can feel calm and still be profound. That may be one of the biggest lessons of all. Real love is not always loud. It does not always arrive like thunder. Sometimes it enters like peace. Sometimes it comes as a steady feeling that your soul recognizes long before your mind can explain it. There is something sacred about being fully seen by another person and still being chosen, not for perfection, not for performance, but for truth. Conscious love, this connection, has been guiding both of you toward that truth in quiet ways all along. Yes, doubts may still try to return sometimes. The past may whisper old fears. But this chapter carries a different energy now, because both of you have changed. Growth happened in silence. Healing happened in distance. Wisdom was built while waiting, and now the version of each of you standing here is more capable of carrying what once felt too heavy to hold. That is why this feels calmer, stronger, more grounded than before. It is no longer built on fantasy. It is built on awareness. When they look at you now, they may not only see attraction, they may see peace. They may see understanding. They may see the person who quietly became part of their emotional awakening. And when you look at them with fresh eyes, you begin seeing beyond old confusion too. You begin seeing the courage it took for them to finally face what they feel. You begin understanding that love sometimes takes time to become honest, not because it is false, but because truth asks people to grow before they can fully receive it. Vitalis that de en dream, datus tuf nias tens avlin rish tetshi. 1. As this bond continues unfolding, allow yourself to experience it without trying to control every outcome. Allow yourself to trust what feels genuine and true. Allow yourself to believe that healthy love can exist without constant fear attached to it. Your heart was never meant to live forever in survival mode. It was meant to know peace, too, and maybe this connection entered your life to remind you of that important truth. As you stand on the edge of this new season, something inside you already knows the story is not ending, but finally becoming real. The past distance, silence, and endless waiting were not wasted. They created the patience, wisdom, and preparation needed to hold this truth without collapsing under fear. Neither of you needed to become someone fake to deserve this. You only needed to become more fully yourselves. This profound journey was never just about finding each other, but about returning to your own souls and finding yourselves in a deeper way. Now, as your paths align naturally, awareness is replacing fear as the foundation of your bond. Awareness completely changes how people love, teaching them to speak instead of disappear, stay instead of run, and express instead of hide away. While old memories or brief moments of doubt may still echo, they no longer have the power to control your future. You are stronger and wiser now, fully capable of protecting your inner peace without closing your heart to connection. This opening energy is built on mutual growth and conscious choice, which is what allows two people to remain together in truth. Every day ahead becomes a beautiful invitation to choose honesty over silence, patience over reaction, and understanding over assumption. This bond becomes stronger, not through forced perfection, but through steady presence, consistency, and the simple decision to keep showing up for each other. While many experience fleeting attraction or emotional intensity, far fewer experience a conscious love that evolves, deepens, and remains peaceful without becoming empty. This connection carries that rare possibility because both hearts are actively learning how to love with awareness rather than fear. If your spirit feels this powerful shift, trust it completely, because the old chapter of doubt is closing now and a real, lasting truth is beginning.